There are seasons in life when nothing makes sense. Doors close. Prayers seem unanswered. Plans fall apart. You did your best. You stayed faithful. You worked hard. And yet, things didn't go the way you expected. In those moments, it's easy to question. It's easy to doubt. It's easy to ask, God, why is this happening to me? But what if the delay is not a denial? What if the closed door is actually protection? What if the setback is a setup for something greater? God sees the whole picture. We only see the page we're on. He sees the beginning and the end. He knows what's ahead. The people you'll meet, the opportunities coming, the battles you're being prepared for. What feels like confusion to you is clarity to Him. Sometimes we want a detailed map, but God gives us a step. He doesn't always reveal the whole plan because He wants us to trust His heart. Faith is not knowing how everything will work out. Faith is knowing that God will work it out. You may not understand the process, but you can trust the promise. Every delay is developing you. Every challenge is strengthening you. Every closed door is redirecting you to something better. When you trust God's plan, peace replaces pressure. You stop striving and start believing. You stop forcing and start flowing. You understand that what's meant for you will not miss you. There are blessings you can't see yet. There are breakthroughs being arranged behind the scenes. God is aligning things in your favor. What didn't work out wasn't the end. It was divine direction. Hold your head high. Keep believing. Stay faithful in the waiting. Your current situation is not your final destination. God is still writing your story, and the best chapters are ahead. Trust His timing. Trust His process. Trust His plan. Your miracle may be closer than you think. Sometimes when we pray and don't see immediate results, we assume the answer is no. We think the silence means rejection, but a delay does not mean God has denied you. It often means He is preparing something better than you imagined. We live in a world that wants instant results, instant success, instant healing, instant breakthrough. But God works in seasons, not seconds. A farmer does not plant a seed and expect fruit the next morning. There is a process beneath the soil that no one sees. Roots are forming. Strength is developing. Foundations are being established. In the same way, when you don't see progress in your life, something is still happening. Just because it's invisible doesn't mean it's inactive. Delays often protect us from blessings we are not ready to handle. If certain opportunities had come earlier, they might have crushed us instead of elevated us. Maturity takes time. Character takes time. Wisdom takes time. God is more concerned about who you are becoming than how fast you are arriving. Sometimes the delay is about alignment. There are people who must move into position. There are circumstances that must shift. There are doors that must close before the right one can open. If it happened too soon, it wouldn't carry the same impact or stability. Timing can turn something good into something great. In seasons of delay, doubt tries to creep in. You may question your worth, your faith, or your direction. But the waiting period is not evidence of abandonment. It is evidence of preparation. God does some of His deepest work in the quiet seasons, where patience is stretched and trust is strengthened. Think about how pressure shapes diamonds. Without time and pressure beneath the surface, there would be no brilliance. In the same way, the pressure of waiting refines you. It builds resilience. It strengthens your faith muscles. It teaches you endurance that you will need for the next level. Delays also teach dependence. When everything happens quickly, we rely on our own strength. But when we have to wait, we learn to lean on God. We develop deeper prayer lives. We cultivate gratitude for small steps forward. We begin to understand that His presence in the waiting is more valuable than any quick reward. And sometimes, what feels like a delay is actually divine redirection. You may be focused on one path, convinced it is the only way. But God sees a road you cannot yet see, one filled with greater joy, greater peace, and greater purpose. What you interpret as too late may actually be right on time. There are moments in life when a door closes so suddenly that it feels like rejection. An opportunity slips away. A relationship ends. A plan you were certain about falls apart. In those moments, it's easy to feel disappointed or even confused. But what if that closed door wasn't a setback? What if it was protection? Sometimes we only see what we lost, not what we were saved from. We focus on the job we didn't get without realizing the environment may have drained our peace. We grieve the relationship that ended without knowing the heartache it could have caused later. God sees consequences we cannot see. He understands the long-term impact of choices that look good in the short term. Closed doors can protect your purpose. Not every opportunity is aligned with your calling. Some doors may look impressive, but they lead you away from who you are meant to become. When something doesn't work out, it may be because it would have distracted you from something far greater. Protection doesn't always feel pleasant, but it is always powerful. There are times when we pray for growth, yet we resist when certain doors close. But growth requires pruning. Just as branches are cut so a tree can bear more fruit, certain paths must be removed so your life can flourish. The closing of one door creates space for a better one to open at the right time. Closed doors also build trust. When you don't understand why something didn't work out, you are invited to rely on faith instead of logic. It challenges you to believe that there is a higher plan at work. Even when you don't have all the answers, you can trust that you are being guided. Sometimes the closed door is about timing. The opportunity may not be wrong. It may simply not be right yet. If it opened too soon, you might not be ready to sustain it. Preparation often happens behind the scenes. And what feels like rejection today may be preparation for a stronger return tomorrow. It's important to remember that not every open door is from God, and not every closed door is from the enemy. Discernment grows when we accept that guidance sometimes comes through limitation. The very thing that blocks your path may be the shield that guards your future. When a door closes, it forces you to lift your eyes and look elsewhere. It stretches your vision beyond what you originally imagined. It pushes you to seek new directions, develop new skills, and discover new strengths you didn't know you had. One of the greatest challenges in life is that we only see what is directly in front of us. We see the current problem, the present delay, the immediate disappointment. Our perspective is limited to today's emotions and circumstances. But God is not confined to our viewpoint. He sees the beginning and the end at the same time. Imagine reading a single page of a novel and trying to judge the entire story. One chapter may contain conflict, loss, or confusion. If you stop there, you might think the story is hopeless. But the author knows how every chapter connects. In the same way, God understands how this season fits into your larger journey. What looks like chaos to you may be coordination to Him. While you're worried about what's falling apart, He is arranging pieces you cannot yet see. He knows the conversations that will happen next month, the opportunities that will appear next year, and the strength you will need 5 years from now. His vision stretches far beyond your current moment. We often want explanations before we are willing to trust. But if we could see what God sees, we wouldn't need explanations. We would realize that every twist, every turn, and every unexpected change serves a greater purpose. What feels random to us is never random to Him. There are times when you may feel overlooked or forgotten. But the God who sees the full picture also sees you completely. He understands your silent prayers, your private struggles, and your unseen efforts. Nothing about your life escapes His awareness. Even when you feel unnoticed, you are fully known. Seeing only part of the picture can cause unnecessary fear. When you don't know what's ahead, it's easy to assume the worst. But God sees not only the obstacles, but also the solutions. He knows how challenges will shape you, how delays will strengthen you, and how even failures can redirect you towards something better. Sometimes we misinterpret situations because we lack context. A detour may feel like inconvenience, but from a higher view, it prevents a collision. In the same way, God's broader perspective allows Him to guide you away from unseen dangers and toward hidden blessings. His guidance is based on knowledge you do not yet have. Trust grows when you accept that your understanding is limited, but His is limitless. You don't have to carry the burden of figuring everything out. You are not responsible for seeing the entire roadmap. Your role is to take the next step in faith, knowing that the one guiding you already sees the destination clearly. Faith begins where understanding ends. It's easy to trust when everything makes sense, when the path is clear and the outcome feels predictable. But real faith is revealed in the moments when you don't have all the answers. It's choosing to believe even when you cannot explain what is happening. We naturally want clarity. We want timelines, details, and guarantees. We want to know how things will work out before we step forward. But faith doesn't operate on full disclosure. It invites you to move forward with confidence, even when the details are hidden. There will be seasons when life feels uncertain. Plans may shift unexpectedly. Doors may open in directions you never anticipated. In those moments, understanding may be limited, but trust can still be strong. Faith is not the absence of questions, it is the decision to trust despite them. Sometimes you won't understand why certain prayers seem delayed. You won't understand why certain opportunities pass you by. You won't understand why challenges arise when you were expecting peace. But faith reminds you that understanding is temporary while trust is foundational. Faith requires surrender. It asks you to release the need to control every outcome. When you try to calculate every possibility, anxiety increases. But when you choose to trust, peace begins to settle in your heart. You realize that you are not carrying the weight of your future alone. It takes courage to trust without full understanding. It means walking forward when the path isn't completely visible. It means believing that even in uncertainty, there is direction. Faith becomes the light that guides you through unfamiliar territory. Growth often happens in mystery. If everything were explained in advance, there would be no room for spiritual development. The process of trusting shapes your character. It deepens your resilience. It strengthens your confidence in something greater than yourself. When you embrace faith as trust without full understanding, you begin to rest instead of resist. You stop demanding immediate clarity and start leaning into steady belief. Even when answers are delayed, your heart remains steady because your trust is not based on what you see, but on who you believe is guiding you. Setbacks can feel discouraging. You worked hard, you prayed, you planned carefully, and still something didn't work out. It's natural to feel disappointed when progress seems interrupted. But what if that interruption is not the end of your story? What if it's the turning point? Sometimes a setback is simply a redirection. You thought you were meant to go one way, but the closed path forces you to explore another. That unexpected shift can introduce you to opportunities, people, and growth you never would have discovered otherwise. What feels like a detour may actually be the designed route. Setbacks also reveal strength you didn't know you had. When everything is smooth, you don't realize how resilient you truly are. But when challenges arise, something deeper is activated within you. Courage surfaces. Determination grows. You discover that you are capable of more than you imagined. There are lessons that success alone cannot teach. Failure can sharpen your wisdom. Rejection can refine your focus. Disappointment can clarify your priorities. The very experience that feels painful can become the foundation for future breakthroughs. What you learn in the valley prepares you for the mountain. Often, setbacks slow you down just enough to realign your perspective. When things move too quickly, you might miss important details or overlook essential preparation. A pause allows you to reflect, adjust, and strengthen your approach. It can refine your vision and increase your readiness for what's ahead. Setbacks can also build humility and compassion. When you experience difficulty, you become more understanding of others who struggle. You develop empathy. You grow deeper in character. These inner qualities are just as important as external achievements, and they often come through adversity. What appears to be loss may actually be preparation for greater responsibility. If something had succeeded too easily, you might not have developed the endurance required to sustain it. The pressure of the setback strengthens your foundation so that when success does come, it lasts. In the moment, a setback can feel like a door closing permanently, but sometimes it is simply a stage being rearranged. Pieces are being moved into position. New opportunities are forming behind the scenes. The challenge you face today may be positioning you for a greater platform tomorrow. Waiting is one of the most uncomfortable experiences in life. We live in a world that rewards speed, quick results, and instant gratification. When something takes longer than expected, frustration can begin to rise. But waiting seasons are not wasted seasons. They are building seasons. In the waiting, you learn patience. Patience is not simply the ability to sit still. It is the strength to remain steady without losing hope. It develops when you choose trust over anxiety and faith over fear. Waiting stretches your emotional and spiritual endurance in ways immediate success never could. Character is formed in private long, before it is displayed in public. During seasons when no one is applauding you, when progress seems invisible, something powerful is happening within you. Integrity is being strengthened. Discipline is being refined. Your foundation is becoming solid. Waiting also reveals your motives. It challenges you to examine why you desire what you desire. Is it for recognition, validation, or comparison? Or is it aligned with purpose and growth? The delay gives you time to purify your intentions and ensure your heart is in the right place. In seasons of waiting, resilience is developed. When outcomes are uncertain, you learn to stand firm. You discover how to manage disappointment without giving up. You become stronger emotionally because you are no longer dependent on immediate results to maintain your confidence. Waiting deepens your perspective. It teaches you that life is not only about reaching destinations, but also about becoming the person who can sustain them. If everything arrived instantly, there would be no time to mature. The process itself prepares you for responsibility and influence. There is also a quiet strength that grows in hidden seasons. Like roots growing beneath the soil, your inner life expands in ways no one else can see. The deeper the roots, the higher you can rise. Waiting may feel still on the outside, but inside, growth is accelerating. During these seasons, trust becomes your anchor. When you cannot control the timing, you learn to control your attitude. You choose gratitude instead of complaint. You choose faith instead of frustration. The waiting shapes you into someone wiser, calmer, and stronger than before. Many people chase peace by trying to control everything around them. They think if they can manage every detail, predict every outcome, and avoid every mistake, then they will finally feel calm. But control often creates more pressure than peace. True peace begins when you release the need to control what you cannot change. Surrender is not weakness. It is strength under control. It is the decision to trust that you do not have to carry every burden alone. When you surrender, you are not giving up on your dreams. You are giving up the anxiety attached to them. You are choosing faith over fear. When you try to force outcomes, tension increases. You replay conversations in your mind. You worry about what might happen. You exhaust yourself trying to secure results that are beyond your reach. But when you surrender, your heart begins to rest. You recognize that some battles are not yours to fight. Peace comes when you accept that you cannot control timing, other people's decisions, or every circumstance. You can only control your response. Surrender shifts your focus from external chaos to internal stability. It reminds you that calmness is not found in perfect conditions, but in a settled heart. Surrender also requires humility. It means admitting that you do not have all the answers. It means trusting a wisdom greater than your own. When you let go of pride and self-reliance, you create space for guidance and clarity. Peace flows into the areas where control once lived. Often, the heaviest burdens are the ones we were never meant to carry. Expectations from others, fear of failure, the pressure to prove yourself. When you surrender these weights, you feel lighter. You begin to move through life with confidence instead of constant tension. There is freedom in surrender. Instead of constantly striving, you begin to flow. Instead of worrying about every possible outcome, you focus on doing your best in the present moment. This shift changes your energy. It brings balance. It replaces stress with steady assurance. Surrender does not mean challenges disappear. It means your relationship with those challenges changes. Instead of reacting with panic, you respond with trust. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you feel supported. Peace becomes your foundation, not because everything is perfect, but because you have chosen to let go and trust. Life can feel unpredictable, and sometimes it seems like opportunities slip through your fingers. You may work hard, pray diligently, and give your best. Yet doors you hoped would open remain closed. In those moments, it's easy to worry that you are missing out or that life is passing you by. But what is truly meant for you will find its way to you at the right time. You cannot force destiny. No amount of effort can make something happen that is not aligned with your path. When you try to control every outcome, you may achieve temporary results. But the lasting opportunities meant for your growth will not come through force. God or the universe, whatever you believe in, has a perfect timing that surpasses your understanding. Sometimes you see others moving forward while you feel stuck. You might compare your progress to theirs, wondering why your breakthrough hasn't come yet. But what's meant for you is not dependent on someone else's journey. Your path is unique, and the right opportunities will arrive according to your personal timing. Trusting that what's meant for you will come requires patience. It requires faith that the universe is aligning people, places, and circumstances behind the scenes. Even when the path seems unclear or delayed, the pieces are being arranged in your favor. The right doors will open, the right people will appear, and the right opportunities will come at the exact moment you need them. It also requires letting go of fear and control. Often, we try to chase what we think is ours, grasping at opportunities prematurely. But rushing can lead to the wrong situations or the wrong people. When you release the need to force things, you make space for the perfect fit, for what aligns with your purpose, values, and growth. Believing that what is meant for you will find you brings peace. Instead of living in anxiety over missed chances, you can move forward with confidence. You begin to recognize that timing is divine, that coincidences are often calculated, and that the challenges along the way are preparing you for the blessings that are coming. This truth encourages resilience. Even if doors close, relationships end, or plans change, you understand that it does not mean failure. It means the universe or God is guiding you to something better. The right opportunity, the right partner, or the right success will find you because it was designed for you. Finally, trusting in this principle transforms your mindset. You stop forcing, worrying, and comparing. You focus on becoming your best self, developing your skills, and living fully in the present. By aligning your actions with faith, gratitude, and readiness, you position yourself so that what is truly meant for you will not only find you, but will arrive when you are ready to receive it. Many people judge progress by what they can see. If nothing appears to be moving, they assume that nothing is happening. They may feel discouraged when results don't show immediately, forgetting that some of the most important work is invisible. Breakthroughs often happen behind the scenes, where effort, faith, and preparation are quietly building. The moments when life feels still are often the most active in spiritual, mental, and emotional growth. While others may only notice visible achievements, the unseen processes are shaping strength, wisdom, and resilience. This hidden preparation ensures that when your breakthrough arrives, you are ready to handle it fully. Behind the scenes, breakthroughs often involve personal development. You may be learning patience, cultivating character, or gaining understanding in ways that are not obvious to anyone else. These lessons are foundational. They prepare you to thrive when your opportunity finally emerges. Without this internal growth, the breakthrough might be fleeting. Many people give up because they can't see results. They quit before the invisible work is complete. Yet the breakthrough was already in motion. They just couldn't witness it. Trusting the process requires faith that what you cannot see is actively forming in your favor, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Breakthroughs also require timing. Opportunities often arrive when circumstances are perfectly aligned, when people, resources, and your readiness converge. If a door opened too early, it might not have led to lasting success. The unseen preparation ensures that your breakthrough is sustainable and impactful. The behind-the-scenes work can be discouraging because it is silent and often unnoticed. There may be no applause, no recognition, and no immediate reward. Yet the quiet moments are strengthening your foundation. They are molding you into someone capable of embracing what is coming with confidence and wisdom. Faith becomes critical in these invisible seasons. You must continue to show up, do your best, and trust the process, even when you cannot measure progress. Consistency and persistence in the unseen areas of your life are what ultimately make the visible breakthrough possible. Finally, understanding that breakthroughs often happen behind the scenes transforms how you approach challenges. Instead of becoming impatient or frustrated, you begin to view delays and difficulties as preparation. Every struggle, every lesson, and every quiet effort contributes to a breakthrough that is already unfolding, even if you cannot yet see it. Life often tempts us to focus on what has already happened, our mistakes, disappointments, or missed opportunities. It's easy to feel like the prime moments are behind us, that the doors of possibility have closed. But the truth is, the best is still ahead. Your story is far from over, and your greatest chapters are yet to be written. Every challenge you've faced has been preparing you for what is coming. The lessons, the struggles, and even the setbacks are shaping you for a higher purpose. The experiences that seemed painful or unfair are equipping you with the strength, wisdom, and perspective needed for greater blessings in the future. The idea that the best is ahead encourages hope. It reminds you that your current circumstances do not define your entire life. No matter how difficult today may feel, it is only a part of your journey. There are moments of joy, fulfillment, and success waiting that surpass anything you have experienced so far. Believing that the best is ahead changes your mindset. Instead of dwelling on losses, regrets, or past failures, you start focusing on possibilities. You begin to see opportunities in challenges and lessons in delays. This hope fuels your actions and gives you the courage to continue moving forward. The future is full of divine potential. There are relationships, achievements, and experiences waiting to align with your purpose. The timing may not be in your hands, but preparation is. Each step you take, each decision you make, positions you to receive what is coming. Faith plays a key role in realizing that the best is still ahead. You may not know what the next year, month, or day holds, but you can trust that good things are being arranged. Faith allows you to move forward with expectation rather than fear, believing that your journey is far from complete. Patience is essential in anticipating what's ahead. Sometimes the wait is uncomfortable, and the unknown can feel overwhelming. Yet in this waiting, growth continues. Your skills, character, and insight are being refined so that when your next season arrives, you are fully prepared to embrace it. Finally, the belief that the best is still ahead invites excitement and anticipation into life. It transforms the ordinary into potential. Even when things feel stagnant, you are reminded that life is still unfolding in beautiful, unexpected ways, and the most fulfilling moments are yet to come. So today, I want you to leave here knowing this: no matter what delays, setbacks, or closed doors you've faced, God's plan for your life is still unfolding. Every moment you've waited, every challenge you've endured, every lesson you've learned, it has all been preparing you for your breakthrough. Trust the timing, even when it doesn't make sense. Believe in the process, even when it feels invisible. Hold on to faith, even when answers seem far away. What's meant for you will not miss you, and the best is still ahead. Step forward with confidence, knowing that your journey is guided by a wisdom far greater than your own. Surrender control, embrace patience, and continue to grow while waiting. Every challenge you face is a stepping stone, every delay is preparation, and every closed door is protection. Your story is far from finished, and your miracle may be closer than you think. Keep trusting, keep believing, and keep moving forward. The plan is bigger than you can imagine, and your breakthrough is coming. So take a deep breath, lift your head high, and step boldly into your next chapter, because your destiny is waiting. And it is more beautiful than you've ever dreamed.